Hola, I'm Jenny. Thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. Today I'm telling you about my date with Jesus. So a couple weeks ago, I wasn't feeling very well, so I stayed home from work. And I was not feeling horrible. Horrible is just one of those things like you felt yourself getting sick, so you needed to rest to make sure you can fight it off and not actually start feeling horrible. So I'm like, since I'm here at home, let me take care of some stuff I need to get done to put the house up for sale. One of those things was changing the outlets near the washing machine and in the bathroom to make them, I'm gonna get the letters in the wrong order. GFCI, I believe is the correct order. Otherwise they won't pass the inspection. And so I put a message on the Latino St. Louis group, like anybody that can help me swap these out, please. And Jesus responded, or as they say in Spanish, Jesus. So I ran to the hardware store to buy the correct outlets, and then Jesus came about 4 p.m. to swap them out for me. And when he opened the door, I was like, whoa, hello, you're cute. Of course I didn't tell him that, but I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. I'm not gonna flirt or anything, just show him where the outlets are, let him do his job. Keep it cool, Jenny. Stay cool. Like I said, I found him on the Latino St. Louis Facebook group or whatever it's called. And so all of this was done in Spanish. Like even when he came, I was telling him everything in Spanish. And usually when people realize I'm not Latina or Hispanic, they're like, oh, why do you speak Spanish, or your Spanish is good or whatever. No, he didn't say anything of that nature. He just comes in and talks to me like everything is normal. Like, why in the world is this gringa speaking to me in Spanish? Nothing. Just does his job and leaves. So as soon as Jesus leaves, I text him and I say, "Estás bien bueno," like you're really cute. And then a few minutes later he responded, "You are even cuter." So we started talking that evening via text message, and we set up a date for a couple days later, and we went to eat at an Asian restaurant. This was sort of a very awkward date, but awkward in a good way, because we were both just grinning from ear to ear, and we're also both a little shy. So we're just staring, smiling to death. And I mean, there was some conversation, but nothing too deep. And to the point where my cheeks were hurting, we were smiling too much. But we both really enjoyed ourselves, and he hugged me at the end of the date, and then he's like, wait, I want one more hug. So he gave me a second hug, and it was very clear that we were going to see each other again. So during the day, I learned that he has a 5-year-old daughter that lives 2 hours away, and he said he gets her every other weekend. So I'm thinking, okay, I can see him every other weekend, or maybe he has some personal stuff to take care of sometimes, so maybe every 3 weekends. I also learned on the date that he moved to the US from Mexico when he was in middle school, so his English is fluent, like without an accent or anything. So that makes it even more weird that he didn't say anything when he showed up to my house, like, why are you speaking Spanish to me? So over the next few days, we text a little bit, but nothing too much. Like usually whenever you meet someone and you really click, like you're texting or calling nonstop, or talking about something heavy. It was just very good morning, hey, how are you? Hope you have a good day. Maybe a couple questions to get to know each other, but nothing super deep. I asked him to come over or hang out a few times, but he said he was busy with work or his daughter or whatnot. But we happened to find time on a Friday for him to come over and watch a movie real quick, and that went super, super well, just like the first date did. So after that Friday, I knew he was going to be with his daughter. He doesn't like to text a lot when he's with his daughter, which I 100% understand and I respect, because he doesn't see her every day. He wants to give her his full attention. However, once his daughter went back home, he still didn't really text. It was still pretty hey, good morning, hope you have a good day. Nothing trying to get to know me, nothing trying to make plans for me. So I'm men and women have different ways of thinking. So I told him, I get a lot of anxiety when it comes to dating. If you want to know what you can do to help that, if you want to see where this goes, I can share that. And he's like, yeah, please tell me. So I said, I get anxiety if I feel like you're ignoring me, and like I don't expect you to text me nonstop or anything. It's more like just having a general idea, like what time you get off work, so maybe I know when to expect to hear from you, or knowing that you have your daughter this weekend, so I know I'm not going to hear from you hardly at all. Also, I don't want to feel like I'm the one always asking to hang out and you never like asking me. It causes me horrible anxiety. So he's like, okay. But do you think Jesus did anything with that information? No. From my point of view, whenever I ask someone to hang out a couple times and they don't really give an answer, or they say they're busy, like it's then in their ballpark. If they are interested enough to want to see me, they're gonna say, no, I'm busy, but how about Wednesday? Are you free Wednesday? Because like if I want to do something with someone and I say, hey, I'm busy Tuesday, I'm going to give them a couple options to show them, yeah, I'm interested. Here are some other options for us. But no, he didn't initiate hanging out, nor did he like respond with, these are the dates I am available. He told me how much he liked me. Like he said, I like you a lot. All in Spanish, of course. He was sending like the kissy emoji faces and whatnot, but still, there was no like long texting session. There was no deep conversation. So I said, sorry, dude, I'm done. If I were in his shoes and someone told me what they needed and I didn't fulfill that request, a very reasonable request, and then they said they're done, like if I really, really, really liked that person, one, they wouldn't have had to have this conversation with me. Two, when they said they're done, they're moving on, like I would have been fighting for them to an extent, right? Still knew like we're nothing official, right? But nope, still, when I said, you didn't do this like I asked you to, you're not showing any interest, I'm the one trying to make this happen, like, he just shut down, didn't hear a word from him. So it looks like I dodged a bullet because obviously he wasn't very interested and kind of showed his true colors up front, so I didn't waste any more of my time. And by the way, and I think I've mentioned this in other videos, I'm not looking to date. I'm moving to Mexico. There's no point of getting into a relationship. The only exception would be is if I met a Mexican and if they were willing to move to Mexico, or at least like do a back and forth kind of thing, like come to the US to work for a bit and then go back to Mexico.